role and what is his relationship to Riri?
Yeah, Anthony Ramos is bringing the hood to life, and he's bringing a bit of magic into the conversation for Riri here. As much as I can probably appropriately say, I'd say that he is absolutely holding a mirror up to Riri and asking her to really reflect on who she thinks she is, which I think is a question she's already asking on the heels of everything that happened in Wakanda, mixed in with the new notion of who she might want to be, on the other side of all these realizations, not only about herself, but also about the world at large now. So the hood shows up, also a young man from Chicago. He shows up kind of speaking her language in a way, and really inviting her to ask some deeper questions of herself.
So now is that Parker Robbins or?
I'm sorry?
Parker Robbins?
The hood, correct.
Yes, okay. So now, it's interesting. I used to work for MIT. Well, not at the actual campus, MIT Alumni Center of New York. So what did you learn about that institution? And I will tell you at the time, there were Spelman women who were in PhD programs at MIT, and they still are. So.
Okay.
Everywhere. What did I learn about that program? I did get a chance to go visit just once, and it reminded me of Cornell in a lot of ways. Very much, the air of concentration follows you everywhere, which is why I think it was so interesting to get to play a character who's like kind of not taking this seriously. She's like, yeah, I can literally do this in my sleep. Let me focus on my actual projects, So just asking the question of like, okay, what does it mean to be in such a studious environment and surpass it by every metric? What does that say about, your work ethic and the things that you are passionate about and things you do choose to dedicate your time to?
And then what kind of responsibility do you feel with Ironheart? Is she freeing or I should say Riri and Ironheart, because we have two distinct personalities here. So is it a freeing thing or is there weight to it? What does it represent for you?
To me, like Dominique personally? My gosh. I think it just represents opportunity. I strongly believe that I only have this opportunity because of other women who looked like me, who stepped into an environment, maybe not specifically this one, but definitely on screen, behind the camera, what have you, when maybe they weren't expected to, or when they weren't expected to succeed necessarily. And not only did they succeed, but they, raised the standard of what should be expected here. And the more that continued over time, I think it's created the way for Riri, Ironheart, Dominique to exist now. So with me playing this character, it really just feels like a continuation of that same work. It feels like a continuation of the work that I saw my castmates continuing in Wakanda Forever to honor their brother who wasn't here anymore. It feels like an opportunity to just keep pushing it forward so that also when we do step into these roles, we can enjoy it, so that we're not only being praised for, sharing our trauma and our pain, but for our ingenuity and our excellence and our beauty as well.
Yes.
So then what did the love, being in Wakanda Forever and having people wrap their arms around you and wanting you to do well, continuing forward, what has that meant to you?
It's been, again, just like the ultimate reminder. Wakanda, I think Black Panther in general is obviously a very special film to so many people around the world. And stepping into Wakanda Forever, only having met Chadwick the one time, but seeing that the mark he left on me in that one meeting was something that these folks were exposed to every day. And just how much he meant to the world when, you think about all the discourse that went on between his passing and the release of the movie. it reminds you how embedded these characters become in the lives and the homes of us, you know? And without getting too sentimental, I had my makeup artist also pass away after that show concluded, and he was meant to come over to Ironheart with me as well. And when I think back to our time in Wakanda Forever, someone asked me at DreamCon the other day, who was the person who made you laugh the most off camera? And it was AJ Crimson, it was him. And to think about the fact that he's not here and that he's gone before we even got to go on this ride is, again, like the ultimate reminder that the reasons why we do this, of course, we get to ride the ride while we're here, but the impact of it is so far beyond us. And so when you are in that moment, when you have that chance, just step into it fully and with the best of you, with all that you can, while, you know, still honoring yourself, of course. And in that way, I try not to think too much about what my role or responsibility, excuse me, what my role or, my throat is like so dry. But yeah, what my role or responsibility is beyond showing up to set and like, oh, thank you. Beyond showing up to set and doing the very best job that I can do so that that mission can continue.
So now let us wrap and